Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of The Cynical Marketers. This is episode 73, and we're in season 2, episode 21. So we're almost halfway through the year, right? 5 more episodes, and then we're 26 of 52. See how that math works? Like, we're so good at math around here.
You know? Sometimes our math is mathing. Yeah.
I know. What did I say on the last one was when I said we're episode 71, I'm like, we're only 19 from 100.
19.
But I gave you an AI answer.
Yeah.
I know.
You totally did.
So I want to talk, because we did this in our live, and then we've put some clips out and people have been interacting and talking because people are starting to notice this thing going on now. And I'm calling it the Great AI Grift.
Yep, indeed.
Finally, other people are starting to notice this. I have been on this for quite a while, a couple of years almost, at least a year and a half. But, nobody sees us. So
we have that documented, though. There's videos.
Yes, there are videos of me talking about this. And, I've said that this is a thing. Like, it just immediately felt this way to me when AI became a thing, because the amount of agencies that popped up, and then all of a sudden there's content creators with AI in their names. There's all these experts. I'm like, this just doesn't feel organic and real and genuine, right? There was a feeling to it that it was just all pushed so hard. And we've got another example. Sure. Last week's episode or previous episode, we discussed, what was her name from Legally Blonde? Reese Witherspoon, right? She did an AI post where, she says she wasn't paid to do it, but Nada discovered a link between her and her company and Purdue University on an AI course, weirdly, when she's talking about, hey, we need to learn this stuff. And I think her closing line was, do you want to learn what I've learned? And, kind of a tease, right? So she claims she wasn't paid, but it seems like this was going to lead towards this course that she has at Purdue.
Yeah.
And now we've got another one who I already feel is a grifter just to begin with, but Mel Robbins.
Just a little.
Is out there, just like every, you sell courses, you do content to get views, and you're paid for views. I don't know. And I know you've had your things about her too, and some of her content. I don't really follow her content, and I know you see a lot more of it. And some of her pivots and things.
Yeah, it's been a hard 12 months watching my favorite people become like no longer my favorite. In fact, go in direct opposition of everything that I like them for. Mel Robbins is one of those people. It's like the same thing with Gary Vee. It's getting to the point where you are just now doing things for engagement bait. And I don't want to say rage bait because it's not always that. But, Reese Witherspoon came on and said very patronizingly to women, like, oh, we girls, we need to learn AI. That was such a odd message. And we talked about that. And Mel Robbins stepped up in like 180 degrees of that and just gave the worst possible advice you can give anybody about using AI. I don't know if you want to play her video now, Mike. Or
yeah, you want to, again, everybody marvel at the technology and the production value. We're going to play a clip during this podcast. Incredible production values. So this is Mel Robbins. This is her Instagram post that she put out 3 days ago. 8,401 likes as of this morning. So here we go.
We need to talk about this Harvard study and the shocking statistic that up to 40% less women are adopting AI at the rate that men are. Women, especially if you're my age, I'm 57 years old, you cannot be left behind. When it comes to using technology that is shaping the way that work is evolving and that your life can get better, oh my God, you have to lean in. And since I've been talking about it on the podcast, I can't believe how many of you are trying AI and what you're saying. There are no stupid questions. Now I have a personal assistant. I finally feel capable. And look, maybe you feel like Patricia. AI technology makes me uneasy, but the thought of being left behind frightens me even more. It's my responsibility to take initiative and adapt to this new landscape. Exactly. I love that attitude. And I want to make it so easy for you to start. So I'm giving you two specific ways you can use AI right now to save time and money. And all you do is you go to Copilot and you paste these exact prompts in. And they're right in the comments for you right now. Now, let me tell you about the first prompt. The first prompt is how you're going to use AI to take control of your money. And why is this prompt super powerful? I'll tell you why. Because it applies all of the best advice from the smartest financial experts that we've ever had on the Mel Robbins podcast. Money's our number one topic right now that you are watching. You love this content. You need this content. I wish I had had this content, this prompt, and Microsoft Copilot when I was $800,000 in debt, but now you have it. Now let's talk about the second prompt, which is going to save you time. I was inspired to create this prompt to help you do a time audit because I saw this post on LinkedIn that was written by Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella about how he was using Copilot to do a time audit. Well, I was so inspired, we crunched the data and did our own based on the best time management advice we've ever had on the Mel Robbins podcast. The prompt is here, but you can get it right down there. It's pinned in the comments, or I'll save you time. Just comment prompt right in the comments. I'll DM you my cheat sheet. That's going to save you time, make it super simple. So those are my two prompts. I want you to pick one. I want you to try it today. Once you try it, let me know what happened. What did you learn? And please share this video with someone that you love. If you're in your 20s and your 30s, do not be selfish with this. Send this to your mother, your sister, your aunt, maybe even your grandmother, because we are committed to making sure no women get left behind.
Mike.
Once you say comment with anything, it's a grift. It's a LinkedIn grift. Comment with blah, blah.
Here's my thing. Reese did the same thing. Mel is doing the same thing. Sandra Bullock has done the same thing. They're all addressing women in their 40s and their 50s like we're complete idiots. And I'm a woman that's almost 50. I'm a woman that uses AI, that I'm ethically against everything AI stands for, but I do recognize that it is something that I need to learn as a skill to be competitive in my industry, right? And so when you go out there and you say 40% less women are using this than men, right? In our environment, in our country, when you're targeting women in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, right? Send it to your mother, send it to your grandmother, right? You're, first of all, such a patronizing tone. That statistic is not realistic. And this is why I say that. Consider, even just look on LinkedIn, consider who the workforce is primarily dominated by. It is men. I don't know what percentage of men to women, but it is predominantly men in higher leadership positions, right? Of course, there's more adoptees of AI. I don't think that I know of a woman-ran AI company. They're all run by men, right? It's, what's his name? Altman and, Elon and
those, yeah.
Bill Gates.
But
and,
even those aren't the true grift. It's all the agencies that have started.
But you know what I'm saying? It's all this tech has been pushed by men, geared towards men, spoke to men to begin with. So now you're using these female influencers who have, who are seen as these nice, wholesome, right? And I mean, Mel Robbins, not so much in the last year, but like Reese Witherspoon and Sandra Bullock are seen in a specific light. And you're asking them to talk to women that are my age. So I'm the target audience, Mike. And you're talking to me like I'm a dumb, like I'm completely like useless in my job, right? It's like, oh, you're not using AI. You should be, that's the part that frustrates me. It's so insulting. Now, if I can take a second to read the prompt that she posted, because she says it's going to help you financially, right? And this prompt says that she said, I feel overwhelmed, behind, and ashamed about my money, and I want to help understand what's actually going on without judgment. Go slowly and guide me one step at a time. Don't give me everything at once. After each step, stop and wait for my response before continuing. I'll share documents like bank statements, debt statements, bills, and income info when you asked. And this prompt goes on. So what you're asking us, you know, us dumb women who don't use AI to do is hand over all of our financials to Microsoft. That's what you're asking us to do. You're asking us to use a prompt that allows us to, that pushes us to quite literally hand over our financial lives and well-beings to AI, to Microsoft. Because Microsoft is so known for being so ethical with their data.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That's what I think of when I think Microsoft. Yeah.
You think ethics? Me too.
Yeah.
And then the next prompt after that is about your time management. So not only will they have all of your financial data, they will have all of your life scheduling data, how you work, where you work, what hours you work, where you live, right? Like all of this time management. Consider the amount of crap you are being asked by Mel Robbins to hand over to a company that is notoriously just made money off of people. Oh, it just angers me.
Right.
Anyway, you
Let
talk,
me show
because I'm not going to say anything nice in a minute.
another another high tech advancement here in the production of the cynical marketers. Let's show, here's the post on Instagram and a couple of things to point out here. So she says here, that's why I partner with Microsoft Copilot, kind of buried, and then hashtag Copilot partner. The FTC has disclosure rules for programs and things like this, and she violated. She did not follow FTC partnership disclosure guidelines. It is not enough to say it in any copy of a post, and certainly not in a hashtag. So this is a violation. FTC Disclosures 101, you can go find them. I've done countless videos about this. If you do a video, you have to say it in the video. I'm a partner, I'm paid. And you can't really even say partner because that doesn't clearly state that you were paid to do this. You have to make it clear this is a paid partnership. She didn't do that, you know. But look here, I love this. Look at this community note. She got a community note. That tells you how unpopular your post is, right? AI can only go so far when evaluating new ideas, but the technology can convince people to surrender their good judgment and agree with incorrect conclusions. And this post is an advertisement for AI.
Yes.
That is the community note added on top of this. And then, gosh, look at
overwhelmingly the
look at some of
comments are
these.
like, do not upload your financials, you know?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Hard no, do not.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, I commented in there somewhere
just
too.
insane. What's that?
Mike, it is, I mean, I commented somewhere in there too. I commented on this video and I said, absolutely the F not. We're not giving financial information to AI tools. Like you.
Well, hey, look at this. Hey, Mel Robbins, your post might violate EU AI safety rules. It might.
Yeah. You know?
I mean, anything you do can violate an EU rule. That's not hard to do, but
well,
she's got the kind of money that she's worth going after.
Right.
You know,
because this is the problem. Go ahead, Mike.
I know.
Sorry.
The thing about disclosures on these partnerships, because I believe that we are seeing the largest undisclosed AI influencer campaign, and it's the largest undisclosed campaign ever. You see all these content creators out there just doing, you know, Grok 7.6 just dropped and killed Google or whatever, the next iteration of some tool, and then you see all of them. Yeah. But they don't disclose any relationship. No, and it's part of the problem. They never do, because it's not on the big brand to make the disclosure. It's on the person doing the video, doing the post. So according to the FTC's rules, were I to make a video and someone paid me and I didn't disclose that, Nike pays me to do a post and I don't say that, it's not on Nike. It's not Nike's problem. It's my problem for not making a disclosure, right? So that's why nothing is going to happen, because most of these people don't have any money. What's the FTC going to do? They're not going after any of these people. They don't. What are you going to do to some 22-year-old, you know, content creator grifter who's making $300 a month on their views? Mel Robbins has the money, so she might actually have have an
She
issue
might
here.
actually have a huge problem.
Right.
The thing
And the money, the team, the attorneys, somebody had to have told you, you
Right.
know, you're not doing this right. So, but you've seen this. I think you commented last week too about, you saw a post about AI telling people not to disclose it, right?
Right. Right. There's been creators who are like being asked by AI companies to post videos, and they're literally offering them like $30,000 to $50,000 for one reel to promote this some specific AI service. And they're saying, by the way, you don't have to disclose that this is a paid partnership or that we're paying you, right? Like if you feel more comfortable. And there's been, to their credit, there have been creators who are like, no, this is against what I stand for, right? But consider how many people would say no. If somebody offered me $50,000 is a down payment on a home. $50,000 pays off somebody's loans. They set you up to live rent free for a year or two. Like, you know what I'm saying? Depending on where you live. It's that's life-changing money for most people, especially for most influencers. Because I think people are under the impression that influencers make like millions of dollars. That is like tiny little bit of them, and they do other things besides social media, right? Most people don't realize they cannot monetize Instagram or, you know, things like that. But it just, to me, Mike, it's just so icky and just unethical, and like where you grifted so far that the audience, especially for Mel Robbins, let's be honest, Mel Robbins for the last decade or two has built an audience of women like myself. Right? These are women in their 40s, their 50s that are around her age, that when she first came out and she did the whole like, you know, 5-second thing and like high five yourself and all of that stuff to like boost women's confidence. And, you know, she was an attorney, right? Like she openly talked about going through bankruptcy with her husband after her law firm. Like, I don't know what happened exactly. I can't think that far back, but she had put herself out as a relatable woman that we can all kind of even a little bit relate to, right? Like she's had some hardship, but then she's grown, right? Her influence has grown over the years, and the more it's grown, this is where we are now, right? So you've built this entire audience of women who value your opinion for better or worse. I mean, she's been criticized a ton in the last year, right? But you know, you've built a captive audience of women. So when you get on camera and you say 40% of women don't use AI, don't know how to use AI, you're going to get left behind. You're going to get left behind. So you're not going to be competitive in your job anymore. So here's how we solve it. Upload all your financials to AI. That doesn't make sense. I would be fine if, I guess like maybe I would be less angry if one of these women came on and said, don't get left behind. This is a competitive skill you need to learn, right? And here are ways to learn how to be competitive in business using these tools. Because that's how this is presented to men, that it's going to save you time, that it's going to, if you're a company owner, it's going to save you money because you don't have to pay developers. You can use Claude code. It's going to, right? It's presented to men differently than it's presented to women. To women, it's like, don't get left behind, which is going to trigger women like myself or older who are well into their careers, who constantly need to learn new skills, right? That's a trigger for us. We want to be competitive and stay competitive in our fields. But I'm not going to do that by uploading all of my financials to Microsoft Copilot.
Yeah.
How do those two things?
So far, I would like to point out that yes, it's being presented to women differently, but it's being presented by women. It's women doing it.
And it's,
doing this.
Oh, absolutely. That's the worst part. That's why it's maddening.
It's not me,
Mike.
It's not me, the mean old white guy. I know I'm the villain in pretty much every story, but not me. I don't care.
Stories, yes.
You know. But
I mean,
you
look,
know,
and
Mel Robbins, and it's these rich, out of touch women too, telling you like you need to upload. You don't know how to manage your finances. Like this is what fascinates me. Like, I don't know. This is something I had to figure out like early on. Like I know how to pay my bills.
It's also bullshit, Mike. It's also bullshit. Women have statistically been shown to be better at managing their finances than men. Women own more homes than men in 2025, right? So don't talk to women like we're fucking idiots. Pardon my language. We're probably going to get banned for this.
It's crazy.
But like,
what was
you're
the
right to point out. You're right to point out that it's being talked to women by women, right? Which makes it more insulting. Like, because if it was a man, if it was Jay Shetty or Gary V and was like, ladies, don't get left behind, you're like, they're just still trying to profit off women. It's transparent. It's what they've done in the past, right? Nobody would care. Like, it's what you would expect almost. But the fact that it's being paid for by these companies to push these women who have made themselves look relatable, right? And they're not, let's be honest. Mel and I have nothing in common, right? Like, besides that we've both had bankruptcies in our financial lives. Like, it doesn't.
She cites a Harvard study that shows that women on the whole are adopting it less, but that doesn't tell me anything, because in what jobs and industries, because you and I work in marketing, and everyone we know works with it in some way or another. And the marketing field is at least 50-50 men and women.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So my wife, for example, my wife works for a fitness company in operations at a location. She doesn't use AI and doesn't really have any use for it. And her interactions with it on like Google AI overview have shown inaccurate results on questions she's asked. So her overall impression is not good, but she doesn't need it for her job.
Right.
So she's not adopting it. So is she getting left behind? No, it's not relevant. It's not relevant to everybody. So when you tell people you got to adopt this, like, why? For what?
You don't.
No,
you don't.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Infuriating.
It's just this AI push to get into every part of everyone's life.
Mike,
and these are bad companies. These are not run by good people. They're bad companies doing bad things.
And don't give them your financials. By the way, we need to say that a million freaking times. Don't ever upload your financials.
I mean, what did OpenAI? OpenAI had, there was a mass shooting in Canada, right?
Right.
And that person used OpenAI to plan it and talk about it. OpenAI knew it and didn't disclose this.
Right.
And in fact, I just saw a news report this morning. There's a new lawsuit saying that they attempted to bury that information even. Now, this is alleged in a lawsuit, so I don't know for sure, but it's alleged in a lawsuit in a news report that I read this morning.
Well, that should tell you enough about the ethics of these companies. We know this, right? Like Sam Altman is a Bond villain. He's bad. They're all bad. They all are.
It's not for the good of humanity. Remember when OpenAI started as a nonprofit and it was like, this is going to be the greatest thing for humanity. And are we using it to solve cancer? No, apparently you need it to monitor your bank accounts and our cars and how we drive and in security cameras all over the country. That's what we're using it for, not to do, medical research. We don't want it to cure cancer. That would end pharmaceuticals if cancer got cured. We can't have that. That's not going to happen. These guys are not good.
They're all evil. And this trend, Mike, and we had to talk about this trend, like I said, because it's personal to us, right? And we work with AI and we work with AI tools, but we've also spent time in the last year on this podcast talking about the ethics of these tools, which, to be frank, I've seen people criticize the ethics, talk about environmental impact, talk about mental health impact on children, on adults, but I've never seen anybody in our industry do it. I've seen people in other industries.
No, nobody in marketing will talk about it.
But nobody in marketing that I've seen besides ourselves, and not to like pat ourselves on the back, but nobody has talked about the ethical issues. And if you are a woman in your 40s,
that's why we've got like
60s,
4 clients.
4 views.
We're too honest with people. Fair, we're not grifters.
Yeah, but
I know you're right.
Insulting.
Yeah. It's one of the things I hate in the marketing community, because this reminds me of Bitcoin and NFTs and how everyone jumped on that. And you've got to be a part of this. you know, the Metaverse, if you remember that. Like there were people we were seeing talking about how do we advertise in this? And is this the next platform to monetize? And how do we get involved in it? Marketing is full of people who just jump on something to try to monetize it and turn it into money, you know? And this AI thing, it's one of the worst because it's all marketing people. You'll see somebody with the, you know, they've got their social media tag of that AI guy, you know, something AI something. It's got AI in their name. And then all they do is talk about tools. They never show results of anything. They never say they're working with clients and these are actual results we have generated for real people. They're just shilling a product.
Yeah.
And then all these AI agencies, I just finished a consulting gig with a very big law firm, and they were jumping hard into AI and paid an AI training agency an obscene, an embarrassing amount of money for this training. And then they're like, yeah, you should join this training too. We'll give you a seat in this. And I go to this, I'm like, this is embarrassing. How much did you pay for this? Like, my God, I need to start this. You know, and it was enraging that there's people out there taking advantage of people like this, because everyone else, you and I spend so much time, we're online all the time. We're looking at all this stuff. We are watching how other people are marketing things. It's part of what we do, right? We have to ingest everything in our, you know, for our clients, their competitors, markets you and I work in. So we see all this stuff all the time. Most people, though, they don't live that way. They just get to, they casually watch social media here and there. They don't live it. So then they'll see those highlights. And then that's what they think is the best thing. And they believe it.
Right. They'll see Mel Robbins, who has been previously established as sort of like she's built her credibility to build this audience of women. And now she is shoving AI in your face, telling you it's creating the fear. And we know this in marketing, right? It's like you create a problem, so you solve a problem, or you identify a problem, so you solve a problem, right? Like this is messaging for every business. If every business does this, right? It's why you do what you do. So her problem is, hey, women, don't get left behind. The solution is upload all your financial information to Microsoft Copilot. It makes me literally want to fight her. Like it is the worst advice.
It's unbelievable.
You want good financial advice? Go follow Mrs. Dow Jones. Go follow her 100, you know, for her first 100K or first 100K, the Victoria lady that is amazing at you know, financials. There are financial tools and resources out there that are valid. Do not put your crap in AI. You think Bill Gates is going to come up with a tool that is going to help solve all your financial problems? Are you kidding me? Like these,
none of them.
I don't know.
You know, you said on our last broadcast too, you brought it up on our last broadcast about other apps that are out there, you know, that like one of the apps, and I won't name anybody, you know, that helps people remember that they have recurring charges, right? And helps them cancel. Yeah. So you have to upload your financials there. You know what I don't do? I still don't do that. I'm not doing that. You know, you're not connecting to my bank account. You know why? Because I don't trust your 23-year-old Silicon Valley founder. I don't trust you. You're a Silicon Valley app. What are you doing with this info? And you guys get hacked all the time. I'm not giving you that info.
And
you're crazy to give anybody this stuff.
Those apps are bound by terms and conditions of the financial industry, right? So there's even more securities in place for that. You guys, there are no guardrails on AI, right? There's no guardrails on Copilot. There's no regulations. There are children who have killed themselves at the instructions of ChatGPT. Like there's been lawsuits. You're putting your information in a tool that is designed to just validate your own crap, right? And we've seen this with people's mental health issues. We've seen it with, you know, big companies who have fired employees and have come back 12 months later and said, we did a stupid thing, trusting that AI could replace the work of these people. Now we got to bring the people back, right? It's so infuriating, Mike, because for me, especially as a woman, to hear these women talk to us like we're idiots. you know, and nobody's taking account under like the environmental factors, the financial impact, the resources, minority communities. Like we could go on and on. This could be like an 8-hour podcast, you know, like it is such bad advice. And I'm so happy that so many people are calling it out, and we're calling it out, and we have been, right, for the last year. We don't hide behind some white hat saying like, hey, we, you know, by the way, that's a scandal reference for those of you, not like an appropriate KKK reference. That would be the one that goes viral. We don't hide behind some like, oh, we're so better than other people. We use these tools. We use them for work. You know what ChatGPT and Claude and Gemini don't know about me? They don't know my real name. They don't know my schedule. I've never uploaded a bank statement. Like, don't do stupid things like this. These tools are not designed for that. You want financial planning? Go get good financial resources. Even Dave Ramsey is better for financial advice than Microsoft Copilot. And I'm not a fan of Dave Ramsey, but that's a whole separate podcast. You know,
what I think is funny too.
Terrible, Mike.
This is something I hate. And I know she has a team. I'm still looking at this post of hers. No response to any of this. No response.
No, of course not. You know, of course not.
You know,
it's a miracle she's actually.
And she has a team, I'm sure, monitoring social media. You are aware of the response you're getting, and you're going to run from this now.
Yeah.
I hate that. That is something I truly hate. And we talk about for small businesses, if you're getting heat online, you can't hide from it.
Right.
I think it degrades your brand, and it degrades the trust that people have in you, right? You said just earlier too, she spent years building trust in an audience, and now you're trading it.
Yeah.
And this is my problem though with most of the creators. They all do eventually, don't they?
Yep. All of them.
You know?
Yeah.
You know, I think we said this in the last one, the ones who are different are the older ones who were around doing it before social media. So like the radio personality ones, they haven't really changed because they didn't need to. That was a thing for radio, is you had to be consistent to grow your audience. Social media is a very different animal. You've always got to change and adapt and fit the audience message, right? So that's why you grow an audience one way, and then when you get the money, when you get the audience numbers, now how do you monetize it? You're going to have to sell out.
And it's just,
they all do it.
And the problem I have, Mike, is that they've all kind of to some extent sold out, right? All of them, right? Every one of these influencers, like we've talked about this on our live. We've talked about this, you know, when we talked about Reese Witherspoon and AI push, they're all going to sell out for the right amount of money. That's really what it comes down to. It's their sad attempt to stay relevant, because God forbid you haven't amassed enough millions of dollars, right, to just chill. But the problem is you're harming people. Where do your ethics come into play? Do you know what it means to tell somebody? So here's the thing. Let's say I upload all my financials to Copilot, right? And let's say I act on the advice of it, whatever the advice of it is. By the way, these tools are not intelligent. Again, large language models, they just scrape the internet and get you somebody else's advice, right? So let's say I act on it and I lose money, or something happens that is harmful to me. Who's responsible? Is it like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm responsible.
We're going to see Microsoft?
Because I was dumb enough to give all my financial information to something that is not trained to be a financial advisor. There's financial advisors, there's resources, there are books, there's all kinds of stuff, right? It's therapists have come out and have started talking about this more and more, about the use of AI tools for therapy, right? And why they are not helpful, and why they actually just validate even narcissistic tendencies and are so harmful for mental health. When do ethics come into play? We as marketers that are promoters of this tool the most, that are either hired to promote it by somebody else, or we promote it because we're trying to get clients or trying to stay competitive, whatever the thing is, right? To continue to be LinkedIn gurus. Or with the cars that we talked about, right? Like we talked about the AI tools now being in cars, scanning your face and being able to control your driving. Where are your ethics in marketing these products? let's say you don't care that this thing is like burning gallons and millions of gallons of water and destroying our environment. Who cares, right? Like, let's set data centers aside entirely. Where are your ethics about what you're telling people to do? Because you know who's not going to be harmed by this advice? Mel Robbins, because I can guarantee you she has
Mel
financial
Robbins,
planners and is not uploading her crap into Copilot. You
Yeah,
know?
she's not doing this. Of course not.
I want to see her on video upload her bank statement to Copilot. Like, don't sit there and wave some piece of paper with a Harvard logo on it and claim that this is a study, right, that you're promoting and that you're concerned about women your age. Like, it, literally, Mike, it's insulting, and it's just, and people will fall for it. That's the sad part. We have to talk about this, because if we don't, people will take the advice of these idiot gurus who are doing anything for
I mean, our podcast will get 4 views. You and I are 2. So we're out here. One day we'll be discovered, because we've been talking about this, but
one day a clip will go viral of me saying something completely unhinged, or you yelling at the clouds.
This is why, we talked, I think it was on a live, we talked about too, like Gary Vee and Grant Cardone and that 6-pack abs dude. The reason they do what they do is because they know they just need a tiny bit of people to agree with them.
Right.
And then they use the other 99.99% who hate them, feeds their engagement.
Yep.
And gets them seen by that 0.01%. That's all they need in their audience. So it works for them to do that stuff. That's why they do it. Because I don't need many. Like, when you sell Grant Cardone, in a 10X event, how expensive is that ticket? How many of those do you need to sell to win big? Not many.
All of it
is it's a pretty small audience of people, and there are suckers out there who will fall for it. People are desperate too, is the other thing that I hate about this, right? They prey on the desperate who are just grasping at straws. Like, I need something. People are struggling, and things are hard. So they're going to believe some of these people who are selling a dream.
Right.
And that's what makes me hate them so much. And then when you see somebody's like, all right, I'm going to invest my last $500 in your class. I really hope this works. You're like, all right, well, I hope something, but man, probably not. But that guy will take your last $500 and tell you that you did something wrong. You didn't follow step 6 in our process correctly, right? It's not my fault. It's not the grifter's fault.
Right.
And that stuff's been around. Jordan Belfort used to sell those classes too, right? The Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
These classes have been around forever. And they used to be late night television ads, because they know that people watching TV late at night, you're not sleeping,
stressed.
Things probably aren't going good for you. You're in this audience of people I bet I can prey on.
Right. Yeah.
It's awful.
Awful. I can't, Mike. Like, it is enraging. It is enraging in so many different ways. And it's just like you said, it is preying on a specific audience, on the older generations, like older than, and I'm not, we're in our 40s and 50s. Like, it's basically, it's such a grift on Mel Robbins' part, but she does it in such a way that is so, like, I'm glad that her audience is seeing it as patronizing and demeaning and unethical. And I'm glad that she is being called out. I genuinely, I am not a pro cancel culture person, but these idiots need to get canceled. Like, we need to stop listening to people like her.
Yeah.
The
thing,
like, just stop.
What I think got her, I said this about Reese Witherspoon too. What got them both here is they thought, because of the circles they're in, everybody's talking about AI, they thought the general consensus was positive.
Right.
But their audience, Mel Robbins and Reese Witherspoon's audience, is regular folks out there just living every day, right? Not marketing people, not tech bros. So when she thought, like, everyone's going to love this because all I see online is positive about this, right? Because of, again, all the undisclosed influencers out there only showing positive.
Yep.
And then she finds out, oh my gosh, regular people hate this. This is what I tell marketers. I'm like, you guys know consumers hate AI? I don't think you do, because you don't care what consumers think. Consumers hate it. And here you go. Here's another example of it. Consumers hate AI. Stop forcing it on them.
Yeah.
So.
Could not agree more.
There you go. There's a killer ending. We're at 40 minutes.
Love it. We're at 40 minutes. We could talk about this all day,
All right.
but we'll stop now.
Yeah.
Let us know.
That's our AI grifters. They're out there. Let us know what you think if you're here. We appreciate it. So we'll be back again later this week with another episode. We'll see you guys.